What's up, Tube? Now, in the whole time of Gel Blasters, never before has there been such a hype, such a meme, such a myth, such a legend, such a wanted blaster as the P1. This is the Kublai P1. It is the first ever gas blowback gel blaster pistol. It's created such a hype around it. Everyone wants to get their hands on one. Every video on the internet and YouTube seems to have one. Everyone's doing reviews on them. All the shops seem to have one, but nobody can buy one. No one actually knows how to get this. It's one of those things. It's an odd one, but here I am with one in my hands right now, and I am going to do a review. Now, one of the first things you'll notice is this big red slide. It is plastic or nylon or some sort of polymer. That's probably going to be my first massive gripe about this. I know that most people, when they get this, are probably going to replace that with a black one or a metal one or something, but I haven't had this for more than 2 days, and you can already see signs of wear where the slide catch hooks up there. And I've also noticed over here, just in here, you can see that little white stress line in there. I think that's already starting to stress in there, and like I said, I haven't had it for that long, so straight off the bat, I'd say you're probably going to need to get a metal slide if you want this to last. I don't see that's going to last very long, but one of the cool things, the coolest thing of this pistol is that you can rack that slide, and its function and its form is as realistic as it's going to get for a toy blaster. The slide does lock back when the magazine is empty, and it operates the way you would expect a real firearm to operate. Now, I'm just going to have a quick look inside this slide. You can see in here, there's a metal pin there, which I suppose is supposed to give a little bit of support for that slide catch, but it doesn't seem to be helping the rest of the plastic or the nylon material that this slide is made out of. I think, yeah, I can already see a stress fracture there, and I haven't been giving this a hard time or anything. I've just been testing it, so I don't know that this is going to last in terms of the slide. I think one of the first things you're going to have to do is get a metal slide for it. It is an expensive option, but I think it's a necessary one. I don't see a plastic one lasting very long at all. You can see the barrel outer is plastic, and the inner is also plastic, although it does have a cast alloy piece on the end here, which I suppose is your T piece. It's not really a T because of the way that this operates. It's actually loads the next round by pushing it in with this little bar here. So as the slide moves, it pushes the next gel into the chamber. So it doesn't have a T piece as such. Oh yeah, one of the things that everyone's probably going to ask, is this an AU model? It is. Can you even see that? There you go. P1 AU. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. It's kind of difficult, but it is there. Yeah, so it is the Australian model, which is supposed to be more refined than the original Chinese release. I don't know how true that is. I haven't seen any other model but this one, so I'm just basing my opinion on what I can see here. Now the actual frame itself is quite solid. It's got a really nice weight to it, and it is the outside is polymer, but inside here I think this looks like it's all some sort of metal. This is cast alloy in here. This part in here, inside the frame there is it's metal. It's got a nice solid feel to it. There is the two-stage trigger safety that the Glock has. So if you try to bump this from the side, it won't pull. You need to actually press down the safety and pull to fire the hammer. So that's cute. It's a nice little feature there. Now I think it's time to whack this back together and get to some actual firing tests, hey? Because that's what everyone wants to see. Fortunately, it is quite easy to tear down and service. That's one thing about these gas blowback type pistols, is you will need to service them a lot. You'll need to keep that area thoroughly oiled and maintained often. Also, like the whole loading of the magazine it's again very much like a actual pistol, where you actually have to feed in each individual little gel. You probably couldn't see that one because it's yellow. I'll pop a Milky in there so you can see. Feed in each individual gel, and one by one. I'm sure there's probably like some sort of little speed loader type mechanism you can get for this, but it's quite a tedious thing to feed all the gels up into the mag of this. Alright, let's get this thing on a chrono. But before we go anywhere, do anything, there's just one thing I've got to do. Alright, so I'm going to chrono the P1 now. Here it is. Freshly painted slide. I got to the point where I was going to chrono it in the video, and then I realized I don't have a chrono and I don't really have anywhere to chrono it. So I've come down to Hardcore Blasters, and here we are on their field with their chrono. So now I'm going to chrono the P1. There we go, 225. Interesting. $165, 223, 219, 220. Right, well, there is the P1. Fairly reliable consistency in FPS at 220, it was reading. That's when you do get gels feeding in the mag. The mag is not super duper reliable for feeding gels. When it's good, but man, often you do have to clear jams. And hey, if you're after realism, then you know that's what you're after. You know, you want to have to clear those jams, because those jams are realistic, because you know that's what you're doing when you're, you know, milsimming. You sometimes you get a jam, you got to clear those jams. And I guess if that's what you're into, then this is a very cool piece. It's a very cool piece to have. But for something reliable that you can use skirmishing daily or weekly, whatever, it's probably not the sort of thing that you could use regularly. It does require a lot of maintenance. It does run off this duster gas, which is 134A. Don't try to run it off of anything else. You will blow it apart. But yeah, like it's something that it's not for everyone. It is a very cool piece, but it's not everyone's bag. If you're looking for something you can simply just get out every weekend and run around with, it's not going to be this. This requires a lot of maintenance and a lot of patience, I should say. Having said that, it is quite nice. It is quite satisfying to use. I like it, but you won't see me gaming with this. It's more of a fun piece, I guess. For the price, maybe it's a little bit expensive, but what's the price of fun, I guess you could ask. Either way, I like it. I like it a lot, but I won't be using it in games. At least nothing serious where reliability is something that is paramount. But man, other than that, it is a super nice piece. I really do like it. Anyway, that's it from me. Don't forget, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, you should subscribe. You should subscribe to Vague Strategist as well. And hit me up if you are interested in getting a patch from me. I'll put the links down below. I also have like a Patreon type thing, which is called Buy Me a Coffee. If you don't understand how that works, it's like a Patreon, just donation that you can essentially, you know, shout me $4 for a coffee, and it helps me run this channel. That's it from me. Thank you for watching. Thank you for this P1. It is awesome, but maybe just not the blaster for everyone. Alright guys, I will catch you on the flip side. Peace.